He looked at my phone again, a look of wonder on his face. Having a whole library in your hands? Everyone must be really smart. If you needed a sense of comfort, why not just stay here forever and ever and ever until we die? Well, Leica and I are around for the semester break if you need anything. We should do a movie night. Maybe that'll lift your spirits. Hello, my loves. I'm Degenerate, and welcome back to Mushroom Oasis. Yes, back because day 3 is out, and I'm so excited. I had to go back and like start a whole new game, so I had to go through the whole 2 days first. So the saves are gonna be different from last time. So as a little recap, our cat went missing. And I kept the name Menace because why not? Obviously, we go out to go find our cat in the woods. We step in this weird puddle of mushrooms or whatever. We pass out. Michael finds us. He has weird mushroom powers to manipulate us as well. And now he like fully using it to manipulate us. And now we're back at his house again because we kept trying to leave like an idiot. So let's just jump right into it. I literally had it saved. I didn't go past anywhere. As you can see at the bottom, no skip button. So I cannot go any further than this. Because right before it was this part that we saw already. So grass crunching, of course. Okay. Oh, I don't care. Don't be. You don't have to. I'm sorry. It's fine. It's fine, Pookie. You gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. I'm so sorry. You don't deserve this. I guess that's sort of true. If I could just one more day with you, I'll be the happiest man alive. Here we are. Home sweet home. Let's get you tucked in. I should give you some clothes. Especially since you're staying here another night. You're okay with that, aren't you? Yeah. All the dots. Okay. Ugh. I blinked groggily awake to the gentle sounds of a crackling fire. The itchy texture of worn bed sheets, the weight of a heavy knit blanket. I could recall once or twice having felt these very sensations to the point I'd consider them familiar and comforting. Yet... Yo! What do I hear purring? Whoops. I pressed something. Nothing could prepare me for the bright yellow eyes peering into mine. They're like right here. Very close. Oh! Jesus! My knuckles hit him square in the face. As Michael yelped, nose scrunching as the taller man stumbled backwards into a stool. Shouldn't have been that close, bro. I'm telling you. He landed on his rear with the grace of a clumsy toddler on the floor. I sat up in a panic and immediately grimaced, landing back on the bed with an unceremonious flop. It hit me in one fell swoop how my whole body was aching. Every single one of my limbs felt like they'd gone through a wringer and came out the other side, all wrinkled and wrong. I groaned aloud, leaning my head back on the pillow. Michael shifted back onto his feet, rubbing his nose. You were the one, right, who was right here. I don't want to hear it. His voice was an awkward croak before he cleared his throat. I'm glad you're awake. How are you feeling? Terrible. But it's okay, I guess. He visibly flinched. I'm sorry to hear that. He stepped closer to the bed, leaning over warily. In case my hand dramatically whips out again in self-defense. With my hand settled on my lap, he deemed it safe enough to sit beside me. Okay. What happened? You don't remember? Oh. I'm lying. I do remember. I shook my head, wincing a bit as my head pounded. Not at all. Wink. Michael hesitated. You, tripped. Nice. And hit your head. He's so bad at this. I had to carry you home? Question mark? His words almost slurred together as he fidgeted. My head. I slowly lifted my hand to feel for bumps or bruises, but he hastily snatched my wrist. Don't worry about that. You're totally fine. Here, have this. It's a secret, mysterious liquid. Yes. It'll help. Michael gave me a familiar-looking drink as he quickly pressed a cup into my hands. Sitting up with some effort to take a sip, I couldn't help the small sense of deja vu. The amount of times I woke up in his bed, dazed and disoriented, is almost uncomfortable now. At least the drink was helping, just like he promised. He promised that? I didn't even see that. I remember being promised something like that, but okay. My body felt lighter as I finished. Michael took the cup from me and set it aside before wringing his hands together with a nervousness I haven't seen in a while. So, I'm sorry this happened. I didn't mean for you to get hurt. I sighed and waved aside his worry with an embarrassed grumble. Embarrassing grumble? I was right the first time. Wouldn't be the first time I tripped, if I could believe it. Let's wait for the plane to go by. It's not your fault. He gave a soft chuckle, but it sounded guilty. I suppose you're right. It's just... his face looked like he had a million thoughts running through his head. I promised, didn't I? What? I said I was gonna look out for you. Oh. You were the cause of the you know, passing out, so... can't really be too mad. I said I was gonna keep you safe. Instead... ah, I get it now. I made you hurt. His voice cracked. I'm sorry. The sudden change in demeanor was starting to say... what? Oh, startling. I can't see it too good. Was startling, to say the least. You couldn't have predicted it was gonna happen. Right. Totally. And I'm fine, see? Oh. I forgot he actually said that, Firefly. I don't know. I guess you're right. His expression carried a lingering doubt, but he quickly masked it with a small smile, his eyes dim. In that case, you'll be staying? The way he said it almost sounded like a decision that's already been made. Or a plea. What do you mean? His eyes darted aside. You agreed to let me find Menace, remember? Aw, you're so cute. Did I say that? Yeah. So, you'll be staying a while longer, right? I'm gonna say this right now because I'm pretty sure it's true. Menace is most likely dead already, and he's using that as a handicap. So, but my Menace is not dead very much, so don't be too sad. He didn't even let me get a word in. Interrupting cow. In fact, a feeling of uncertainty washed over me, as if we've had this conversation before. Oh shit, I don't think I Besides, what's the rush? It's already late and you're in no condition to travel anyway. Because we're just gonna end up meeting that bushel of mushrooms. I'm pretty sure the forest like soaks up people for food or something. It's so freaky. I blinked before glancing out the window. Pitch black darkness greeted me as I realized he was right. He's always right. Yeah, another uncanny feeling spread through my chest, shivers crawling down my spine. I don't know why, but something about this whole situation felt wrong. I feel like I'm forgetting something else. No? What? Stop it. Michael had a nervous look on his face. Maybe you hit your head harder than you thought. His words didn't sound confident. How long was I out? A couple hours, I think. You, really took a hit. Hit of the drug that he keeps spewing? It was that bad? My brows creased as I tried to recall today's events. But I don't remember tripping. There was a river. Right. And then... I remember you. And then... Your memory must be fuzzy, and for good reason. After... Oh, I couldn't even see that part. I actually want to know. After all, what? Been a rough few days, right? Oh, I read that there's like 2 new dishes. I can't wait to find them. Like to see them. This is about to happen. My stomach rumbled suddenly, echoing in the quiet room. There was a heavy silence right after. Michael was polite enough to hide his chuckle under a palm as I flushed. He seemed relieved. Well, lucky for you, I've got dinner on the way. It should be ready soon. You're okay with soup, right? Yes, soup sounds alright. My stomach growled once more, the pain of an empty gut making me wince a bit. My host noticed immediately. Oh, maybe we should get you some food sooner than later. Do you feel okay enough to get up? I nodded with a grumble, swinging my legs over the side of the bed before noticing something was on my lap. Wait, what's this? Oh, I love this. I love this outfit. Oh my gosh. I'm totally putting this on right now. I unbundled the ball of thick fabric, realizing it was an oversized sweater with a pair of baggy sweatpants. Let's go. A mushroom pattern? That's oddly cute. The material felt worn, but comfortable. Wait. He didn't specifically make this for me. It's his clothes. All of a sudden it's 10 times better. The towel laid right next to them. Is this for me? Oh. I figured since you'd be staying another night, you'd want some fresh clothes. They might be a few sizes bigger. Okay. Is it because it's yours? Or a lot? Sorry. He'd gotten shy for some reason. I think I know why, guys. On the other hand, I didn't have to take a whiff at myself to know that I probably reek. I nodded again, giving him a small but grateful smile. They're fine, Michael. So fine. Thank you. Yeah, another thing I had to owe him. I couldn't help feeling like I'm taking advantage of his kindness now. No. So, you know where the bathroom is. Take your time cleaning up. I'll be in the kitchen if you need anything. Dot dot dot. I'm really happy you're here. Oh my god, me too. He stood there for a good few seconds, fidgeting with his hands, as if he wanted to say more, before finally heading to the kitchen. I watched his back retreat before hoisting myself up and heading to the bathroom. Ugh, this looks scary in the dark. Turn that light on. Now that I was alone, I had a moment to gather my thoughts. That's not good. The nagging feeling was back, a prickling feeling across my skin, raising goosebumps, as if to tell me I shouldn't be here. Stop. What is this force? Like, what the hell? This is so harmless. This is like a domestic life. I love it. I just couldn't place my finger on what. I should be careful. I was probably just being paranoid. Rah! Oh. Then again, it's been a while since I showered. So I could chalk it up to dirt accumulating on me and making me itch in places I didn't want to think about. After undressing, I folded my clothes so I could place them in my backpack later before turning on the shower. The water was ice cold. Jesus. My teeth chattered as I cleaned myself as fast as I could, using some scentless soap by the side of the tub. Dressing myself again, I wring out my hair, as best I could before drying it with a towel. Okay. Putting on the clothes Michael provided, I felt like I had shrunk in size. I adjusted the sleeves and waistband to my liking, so I'm struggling, just so my hands and feet could poke out of the holes comfortably. Couldn't help noticing his clothes smelled like freshly cut grass, with a smoky hint of woodsy bonfire. The scent reminded me of camping in summer. Isn't that so nice? Why would you want to leave? The list just keeps going on. List of reasons why not to leave. Persistent doubt aside, I definitely felt way better compared to when I woke up. We better ask why the water was so cold. I like taking warm showers. That was awful. Stepping out, I could smell something good coming from the kitchen. A gentle humming greeted me as I came through the doorway. What's up? Look, it's our husband. Our house husband, cooking for us. So amazing. Michael was idly stirring a pot by the stove, looking up at me as I entered the kitchen. Whatever he had in that pot made my stomach grumble yet again. His ears flicked as he registered the clothes I was wearing. How do they fit? You tell me. Put on the fashion show. Don't I look adorable? I shrugged. They're definitely bigger on me. He nodded, turning back to the pot. I can see that. I wasn't sure what you normally wear, so I went with whatever I had that was. He struggled to pick a word. Coziest? Question mark? I gave a hum of agreement, fiddling with the hem of my, in parentheses, his, sweater. Flirt, goof around. You gotta know which one I'm picking. Goof around. Just kidding, it's flirt. The music. Was I really about to do this? I mean, I did click on it. I guess I was. Pretty bold. Lettering. With the confidence of a courting peacock. Nice choice of animal. With nothing to lose. I leaned against the doorway, making sure to prop my hip in just the right angle against the edge. I think I look good in your clothes, don't I? Yes. Maybe I should wear them more often. With how baggy the clothes were on me, I probably looked closer to a sentient sack of potatoes than a human being. Michael must have sensed something was different with my tone, as he gave a confused chuckle, with his tail noticeably swishing side to side. I guess you could. Yes, I will force you. Though I'm pretty sure most of them won't fit right. Who cares? Undeterred, no. Yeah. Undeterred, I continued on. Yes. I could help find something more comfortable. Batting my eyelashes. I sent the smoothest wink I could muster. Wink. Nailed it. He seemed to consider my offer. I thought I found the right outfit, but you can look around in the closet for something you like now that you're awake. Oh, I get it. It's fine, I understand. You know, autism. You have something in your eye? Definitely. I straightened subtly. I'm just trying something, I guess. It failed, so I'm not gonna try it ever again. Trying what? Nothing. Never mind. What's cooking? What's cooking, good looking? Against all odds, his cheeks actually began to color. You have to be like super like, what's the word? Obvious. I don't think before it was that obvious. Gotta be very forward. His hands stirring the pot. Me stirring the pot too? Ironic. Faltering for a brief second. What? Wait, this might actually work. You have to be super obvious. I bolstered my efforts, leaning forward with another smile. You heard me. Ding. You said he hesitated to repeat it. Well, maybe you should get your eyes checked. Excuse me? Yeah, this was a terrible idea. I cleared my throat awkwardly. Thank you for the clothes. He must have sensed something wrong again as he quickly tried to salvage whatever the hell was going on. For what it's worth, you look very... Huh. Okay. I don't know. Whatever it was he said sounded like several strange clicks of the tongue. But with vowels? Somehow? What? He huffed, tail waving side to side like a metronome. What was that? It means... He trailed off. I guess in your language it would mean... If you say like sexy or something, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Cute. Oh. My smile faltered as he fidgeted. We stared at each other. Nice. I might actually have a chance? The color of his face was closer to a blueberry the longer I looked at him. There was an awful awkward tension before I broke it with a nervous laugh. Cute? Question mark? In fact, I could swear I hear him whimper in panic. The situation was so absurd I had to laugh harder. Ah! Was that so hard to say? My language is crazy. Like, I don't know. He sputtered. I didn't think you'd be comfortable with me saying it. Why not? Well, you know. What do I know? Merkin was teasing and he picked up on that quickly. His nervousness dissipated as he gave a sharp huff. His hand stirred the pot faster. Uh-oh. So I called you cute. It's not a big deal. Why's your face so blue? Question mark. He made another choking noise. Eyes darted about. It's... it's just the heat from the stove. I'm cooking my best here. Oh, can't wait. I snickered at his terrible excuse. You're a bad liar. But it's true. Stovetops don't do that. So, mine does. Ooh, snippy. Jesus. What does that sound? A glaring a glaring contest ensued before we ended up bursting into a fit of giggles. My face warming from the silly banter. The kettle started whistling then, cutting our moment short. He seemed disappointed by the shift in the atmosphere, but quickly moved to pick it up. Why don't you take a seat? I'll be right with you. He was already turning his back towards me and to start preparing the tea. I slowly approached him. Hey, it's for horses. Let me help this time. Michael startled, surprised to see me beside him. Oh, sure. Could you get some bowls ready? We're having tomato soup. Yes! I'm sorry. Yes, I would like some grilled cheese. Do you want some grilled cheese with yours, or would you prefer garlic bread? I'm taking the grilled cheese. Yay! Got it. I brushed past him, feeling his tail linger by my ankle as I grabbed the bowls and spoons from the bottom shelf. He started preparing the sides, the smell of toasted bread filling the kitchen and mingling with the soups. I took over preparing the tea. Finally, I ladled the soup from the pot into a larger bowl, just as Michael finished flipping the last piece. This literally looks amazing. We settled in for a nice hot dinner. Regardless of how I felt about tomato soup, Michael's turned out rich and creamy, with an amazing balance of sour and sweet. Dipping in that bite-sized grilled cheese sandwich. Oh, I said that. Whoopsies. Dipping in the bite-sized grilled cheese sandwiches made it taste like pure savory comfort, crispy and gooey. I can never make a grilled cheese right. I'm glad he did it for me, because even if I've never had it as a kid, it still made me feel nostalgic somehow. There's still a feeling of stilted awkwardness, but the food helped ease us both into a warmer, lighthearted conversation. I didn't realize how hungry I was until I refilled my bowl, Michael watching me with his chin propped in his hand. His own bowl sat empty. Apparently he already had his fill. Interesting. Is tomato soup your favorite? Nah, actually, it's clam chowder. His question was innocent, though his eyes were observing me carefully as I shrugged. I think I'd love anything you cook. He stilled, taking a second to process what I said. Oh, well, thank you. No, thank you. Usually I get takeout or microwave dinners. Nothing beats home-cooked food. What's a microwave? I snickered and tried to explain it the best I can. A metal box that heats up food? Sounds like... what's the world in those fancy books? Magic? Am I using that word right? I laughed, lightly. Sometimes science is just like that. We talked about other kitchen appliances off the top of my head, slowly branching out to other human inventions. He seemed even more interested. I never understood how, technology worked. I pulled out my phone and let him fiddle with it, though with the battery dead, there's not much I could show. He was clearly disappointed. Wouldn't want to go into there. It's about as useful as a brick. For now. Otherwise, I'd have a whole network of information in my hands. His eyes lit up. Like a library? And you can access it all anytime as long as the battery is live? As long as I have an internet connection. Right. Internet. Totally. I didn't know you could do that. I just see people staring at them all the time. It seemed boring. Thank you. He looked at my phone again, a look of wonder on his face. Having a whole library in your hands? Everyone must be really smart. No, nigga. No. Well, more like annoying. Not everyone uses it like a library. More like a messaging hub. Nice. Or a source of content consumption? His ear flicked as he stared at me with a blank smile. Consumption? Can you eat it? Totally. No, let's not lie to him. Yeah, he has no clue what I'm talking about. How do I explain to him the very concept of Web 2.0? I cleared my throat, deciding that I simply won't. Maybe I can show you what I mean someday. His eyes brightened, seemed to like that idea a lot. You mean that? Promise me. I can have some? What? Yeah. I think it's about time you start getting a little more modern around here, no offense. Nah, bro. I actually really like it like this, not gonna lie. Imagine what you could do with a generator. Shh. Don't tell him. The smile widened just a tad, though there's still a cluelessness to his face that was just a little endearing. Jenny Raider. Right. I laughed. Because it's so funny, and reached across to pat his head, a gesture that made his smile wobble. Like I said, I'll show you someday. A loud thwack sounded against the floorboards, followed by a rhythmic thudding. Leaning over, I could see the tip of his tail was wagging back and forth. The tip of it slapping against the floor almost comically. Michael looked flustered as he laughed softly, pulling his hand back to rub his neck. Sorry. He looked like he had more to say, but exhaled heavily, gathering himself before tilting his chin towards my empty bowl. Are you done? I nodded as he stood and collected our dirty dishes, heading towards the sink to wash them. I followed close behind, carrying the mugs. Oh dang, I didn't know what the tea was. They didn't say anything. We made quick work of the dishes, heading back to the living room to relax. Michael headed to his basket of knitting materials, his movements routine. Okay. I wasn't sure what to do with myself. I looked over at Michael as he pulled out the stool from the corner of the room towards the front of the fireplace. Almost said furnace. Does not have a furnace. His ear flicked in my direction before he returned my glance. Do you knit? No. He gave a soft chuckle. Maybe you'll like it if you tried. Can I see what you're working on? He looked surprised, not expecting... Get out of here. My interest. Sure, it's just something to work on in my downtime. Halfway through, I started to realize that maybe it's not really my color. Uh-oh, what color is it? He lifted it up for me to see, only for my foot to kick the basket and sending a ball of yarn rolling towards the bed. Oh, sorry. I quickly followed after it, only to halt as I spotted something under the bed. Uh-oh. It was glinting off the bright firelight within the room. Uh-oh, ×2. Let's not pick that up. Approaching the bed and tilting my head lower, I could see it was a tin container, the size of a shoebox. Okay. Could just be shoes. Let's hope. What's that? Michael looked up. Under your bed? Is it something important? A hesitant look came across his face. Oh. Some emergency supplies. Nothing too special. I had an inkling it was something more, but I figured I'd let him keep his privacy without prying anymore. I see. Michael watched me for a moment or two before clearing his throat. Hey. Question mark? Question mark? I've been meaning to ask. Do you remember what you said at the river? I thought you didn't want me to remember the river.
Got him.
The river? Oh. Where I tripped. I pursed my lips in thought. Not really. Everything feels fuzzy to me. He seemed disappointed. Oh, I think I remember. What was it? He's probably talking about when I told him that he wasn't a monster or something. Oh. Not even a little? Well, if you're constantly making me forget? Yeah. I shook my head. Why? Did I say something stupid? Just some things. Made me happy. Nice. As long as it did that. Oh god. I think I did say something stupid. Before I could ask about it, he already gestured towards the bed. Well, you should get some sleep. Are you gonna be right here when I wake up, or right before I fall asleep? Which one? Want to wake up nice and early to find Menace, right? Yes! The idea of looking for my cat once more made me wilt. You really think we'll find him? Michael looked on edge, pocketing his hands. It doesn't hurt to try, but it does hurt to hope. Yikes. You had to get that in there. Had to slip that in there real quick. His face tilted. Well, his ears faltered. No, flattened, as he thought of something to say, clearly struggling. He finally opened his mouth to respond, his words slow and careful. I'm here for you, Pookie. It should say Pookie right after that. It doesn't though, but it's fine. Thank you, Michael. He nodded, a strange mixture of polite happiness and an airplane and hidden anxiety playing across his face. He's probably not used to another person sticking around this long. let alone someone going through a loss he could care less about. Maybe I've been enough of a burden to him. Actually, can you just send me home? Whoa there, buddy. It's like 3 a.m. It's spooky hour. Just lay down on the bed and get comfortable and go to sleep. Okay. His brows raised, his posture straightening in surprise. Are you sure? What about Menace? Don't you want to see if we can find him? Oh my god. Honestly, I'd search forever if it meant staying here. I'm sure. I'm not. I never said that. What? That's a typo. It's weird. A look of apprehension crossed his face, but it's so soon. Yeah, I know. 3 days. It's just not enough. Menace could be out there. Ah! Michael, please. I can't think about him right now. I just want to go home. He fidgeted with his sleeves, with the sleeves of his cardigan. But he looked like he had so much more to say, but whatever turmoil going on in his head, was quickly swept behind a reassuring smile. Honestly, he should not be afraid to be like, I'm lonely, please stay. I wouldn't. I'm lying. Okay. Get some sleep. You've been through a lot. You know what he should do? Since we want to go home so badly, right? He should use his little pink mushroom powers to make us believe that he's lived with us forever. And, you know, we're like roommates or whatever. That's what I think he should do. Because I'm tired of this I want to go home bullshit. It's pissing me off. He went to collect his blankets again, already arranging them into a nest, like the night before. Surprised you remember. The words left my mouth before I could think twice. Do you want to use the bed tonight? He stopped in his tracks. Oh. We're gonna sleep on the floor? No, thank you. I got a better idea. Let's hear it. Okay, fine, I'll tell you. Let's both sleep in the bed. I don't care if it's a twin, an extra small twin. I don't give a fuck. Okay. We can share. I'll move over. Oh no, I don't mind the floor. I meant we'd be You made up for the stupidity you said earlier. Thank you. I meant we'd be sharing the bed. Hearing it out loud just made me want to slap myself across the face. Shh. Don't say anything. Michael blinked at me before laughing lightly. My bed's too small for 2 people, don't you think? Actually, no. I'm pretty sure I can scoot. I don't think I'd be comfortable. It'd be comfortable for either of us. As long as we're really close, it won't be a problem. It'll be like we're one person. Yeah? He eyed the bed frame before looking back at me. I'll be alright. With that, he crouched on the floor and started setting up his bed, his tail swing. What? Languidly? Yeah. I don't know. I laid down and faced the wall, the sharp sting of embarrassment in my chest refusing to go away. Bro, why did I ask that? I don't know, but I guess it was worth a try. That was so stupid. God. Maybe I need a sense of comfort. Let me calm down. If you needed a sense of comfort, why not just stay here forever and ever and ever until we die? We would never have to ask. It'd just be a rule. Or maybe I just needed him. Question mark. Yeah. Whichever it was, at least he took it at face value. I wasn't sure what I'd even do if he said yes. I know what I'd do. We'd get in the bed and cuddle. Like, what else is there to do? I groaned internally, and shut my eyes, willing myself to go to sleep. Everything's fine this time. The last thing I heard was the gentle crackling of the fireplace, accompanied by Michael's knitting needles clicking away in the dark. Dot, 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 dot. Before I knew it, I could hear birds chirping outside the window. The first thing I noticed was the fire must have been out. I was right. I don't know why I said that. Considering I couldn't hear the familiar pop and snap that came with the room's ambience. The second thing I realized was the hand gently shaking my shoulder awake. Wake up, sleepyhead. No. Just kidding. I stirred, yawning, as I sat up in bed. What's up? Michael beamed, hand still on my shoulder. There you are. I had a good sleep. I mumbled incoherently. His smile widened into a grin as I blinked myself out of my woozy state. If I didn't know any better, he seemed to enjoy waking me up in the morning just to see my disgruntled expression. Breakfast is ready. I wonder what it is. Wash up and meet me in the kitchen, alright? Give me a second. Gotta recollect myself. He took that as my assent, humming his response. Suddenly his hand reached up and ruffled my hair, messing up my bedhead further. Hey! It's for horses. He merely laughed at the indignant squawk before reminding me once more to get up. His steps already thudding towards the kitchen. Recovering after a moment, I stared at the wall and pondered my situation for a second as I made my way to the bathroom. This was the third day since I've left my house. I'm missing work. Who cares about that? That should be the least of your worries. I'm missing my cat and missing my sense of direction. I gotta get back to my life. Ew. Your disgusting, boring, ugly life? Today. Whoa, you're serious this time. It's gotta be. Because it was in bold letters, guys. Quietly reminding myself of my goal, I padded to the bathroom, freshened up, and joined him in the kitchen. What is it today? Ooh, pancakes! Not a huge fan of pancakes, but, you know, if it's offered to me, sure. I love me some French toast. Michael was already seated, cutting into some pancakes. Does he just eat when I'm not looking or something? What the hell? His smile was bright as I entered the kitchen, his tail flicking closer to my seat as I sat down. Oh yeah, blueberries and strawberries? Let's go. A similar stack of mouth-watering pancakes was placed across him, waiting for me to dig in. Though I couldn't bring myself to muster up an appetite with so many thoughts filling my head. What? Shut up. Stop talking. He seemed to notice the look on my face, laughing nervously. You look serious. Yeah, I am serious. I'm so serious about going home today. It has to be today that I have to go home. It has to be today. So serious.
Why so serious?
Something on your mind? Yeah, my home apparently. Work. Work is on my mind? Yikes. No. I picked up my fork, twiddling with it. I'm just worried about getting home. Are you? Michael faltered, almost as something stupid, as he lifted a piece into his mouth. Oh. Ooh, angry. You're still thinking about that? He's about to get real mean. Because honestly, if I was him, right? And somebody was in a perfectly good situation and they kept wanting to leave, like constantly, like it was every day, that's all they talked about. Of course, I would start getting mad too. Duh. Of course. Because, like, excuse me, I'm like the perfect specimen, right? I'm taking you out of your humdrum life, right? You lost your cat, but you gained a soulmate. Bars, I think. And you're over here begging to go home, back to work, back to your 9 to 5.
Oh,
You're embarrassing yourself in front of everybody. Look, everybody's here, and they're looking at you like. So, yeah. If I was him, of course I'd be pissed too. He seemed annoyed, which was a first. Yeah, because you keep getting under his skin, like you keep bothering him about this topic. No one gives a fuck if you want to go home. No one gives a fuck. Me? I don't care. You? I bet you don't care. They don't care. Like, I don't know. You're weird, bro. You're odd. A free petting zoo, too. You got a couple cute chickens in the back. Of course, I've been gone for 3 days. Because that's so long. People probably think I've gone missing. Would that really be so bad? His gaze lowered, almost grumbling. Great minds think alike. Is that so bad? Question mark? What? Yeah, it's bad. Why do you sound like you don't even care? Uh-oh. You're about to get physical with me. Damn! Michael frowned, looking up at me now. Why do you sound like you're desperate to leave? Good question. Let's answer. What? It's all you ever think about. What did I just say? Are you not happy here? I don't know, bro. They're gonna answer for me, apparently. Is it not enough? I sighed, rubbing. Whoopsies. Rubbing my fingers together over my eyes. Oh, rubbing my fingers over my eyes. Whoopsies. Michael, we've gone over this. I've said it once and I'll say it again. You've done so much for me already, but I can't keep pretending everything's okay here. I want to go home. I need to go home. Yikes. He sucked in a deep breath, grunting something indecipherable under his breath. It's an incantation. He's putting a spell on me. I only wanted to... He seemed to be battling himself before he finally sighed. Oh, he gives up so easily. Damn! I'm sorry. You're right. Of course you're right. Dang. His tone seemed genuine, even if the hurt in his eyes was clear as day. I love how the birds stopped so that the music could get, like, suspenseful. I like that. I'll send you back today. They're like, wait a minute, things are getting serious. So we gotta stop tweeting. I'll send you back today. I narrowed my eyes. I mean it this time, I promise. Don't say that. You made it seem like... Oh, well, he did take us to this really beautiful flower garden, and we were chilling on the grass underneath the sun. It was beautiful. He held his hand over his chest. I swear on my heart. Damn. I don't know. I can tell he's serious. You swearing on your heart? Trust him. Don't trust him. I'll trust you, bro. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna don't trust you? Stop it. I mean, how could I not trust him? He was my last hope. Okay. I paused for a moment before adding quickly. Thank you. No! Don't make that face. He nodded and went back to eating, watching me expectantly as he took a timid bite. There was a moment before he swallowed and spoke again. There's 2 endings though. I'll definitely, if I don't get the bad one, I'll go back and try to do it. I feel like it'll be easy. Because I feel like this is going sort of towards the story, I guess. Please let that be right. It was a moment before he swallowed and spoke again. Can you promise me something? Totally. His voice was quiet and, for a lack of a better word, vulnerable. What is it? Promise me. His mouth hung open for a second or two before he laughed. Promise me you weren't lying when you said you liked my cooking. There was obviously something else he wanted to say. Let's all be so for real. I snorted. Are you kidding? Do I look like the kind of person to lie? I'm offended. He laughed again, light and airy. But if I dared to look closer, I could tell it was fake. He probably didn't want to make our last moment tense and awkward. That's what I love about you. The least I could do was meet him halfway. Let's not meet anybody anywhere. We're gonna stay right here. Oh. Before long, we found ourselves walking down another path from Michael's. The route was different today, probably because he didn't have any detours in mind. We walked in silence for a while. The only thing accompanying us were the sounds of nature and our footsteps. What if he starts stalking me now? Because technically we can... Like, we don't have to, like, stay there with him. We could always meet him. Since we do live in this ass woods. On our days off, we could go chill with him. I understand, though. This nigga's been alone forever. He just wants that person to stay with him forever. Because he's definitely gonna miss us if we go to work every day. And only come on the weekends. Or whatever. I couldn't tell what Michael was thinking. I knew he wasn't the talkative type unless spoken to, but right now he seemed eerily quiet. His back was tense, eyes looking nowhere but forward. His voice was itching to say something. Anything. Oh, my voice. Whoopsies. But it felt like the both of us had some thoughts to digest. Despite it being easier to just say it out loud. Still, the silence was getting unbearable. So, uh-oh. We both halted in our steps at the sound of rustling, Michael's ear perking in a direction. What was that? His hands were already raising to hold his crossbow. Deftly, yes. Cocking it with an experienced pull of the string until a solid click was heard. Stay quiet. Whisper. Stay close. I swallowed, my heart picking up speed. He started stalking low towards the source of the noise. Damn, my arm. His boots barely making a sound compared to my clumsy footsteps. The rustling continued, sounding like a scuffle was occurring between the bushes. If it's a cat, bro, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Closer. Closer. Until my ears picked up an unfamiliar high-pitched sound. It sounded like a tiny infant screaming. As morbid as that was, Michael actually relaxed as he recognized it. His steps hastily silently, yes, towards the source, crossbow lowering until he came across what exactly it was that caused the disturbance. Oh, it was a little rabbit. Okay. We're good. Who put this trap down? A rabbit. Its small, delicate foot snagged in an old, rusted trap. Oh. Oh. Its little body trembled as it breathed fast and shallow, no doubt scared out of his mind. Michael regarded it empathetically before unloading his crossbow, disturbed by the caught rabbit, but at the same time relieved at the absence of a threat. Just a rabbit. Sweeping his crossbow behind his back out of sight, he looked at it for another moment, before looking up towards me. Let's keep going then. What? My mouth dropped in shock. And leave that poor thing behind? He raised a brow, confused at my bewilderment. Yes? But it's gonna die. His face twisted into confusion. That's genuinely what happens to prey animals, yes. Okay, but we're here to save it, so... He was so nonchalant about it. I had to keep my emotions in check. We can't do that. Look at it. It's so sad and chubby and cute. Let's help it. His expression was understanding, if a little annoyed. I am. What? Someone left the trap. A rabbit gets caught in it. That's how it works. No. What do you want me to do? Open it? Set it free? Obviously? He was frowning now. I can't. Whose is it? If someone is nearby, they'll be suspicious how their catch got free. But it's an old trap. We said it was rusted, so No way the person is still like looking for that specific rabbit. Does that matter? Animals escape traps all the time. The poor thing is suffering. I know you're smarter than this. Clearly not. If it doesn't die today, it'll die tomorrow. To a trap, to a fox, to a hunter. It probably won't even survive long with its injured foot if we set it free. What if we take it home and like that's another excuse for me to stay? Take it to your place and like, you know, bandage it up. Come on, you're not thinking right now. You're prolonging the inevitable. Ah. Can't you put it out of its misery then? He hesitated. Do you really want me to do that? Oh my god. No. But even then, we don't know if anyone's coming back for it. The thing looks so old. That's what I said. Bro. He sighed impatiently, looking stubborn in his decision. That's the point of a trap. Okay. Alright, I'm not gonna argue with you. It's to keep things right where they are until you come back. Ooh. I don't mean to be an owl, but who? The way he said it just rubbed me the wrong way. He's being realistic. He's being sadistic. What the hell? He is being realistic. But still, they're right there. You can help it. Like, what? Yo. You're bothering me. Now you're bothering me. In a way, his logic made sense, but still. I could hardly believe how needlessly callous he was being. For someone so sweet with his hands, he's so indifferent about the poor rabbit shaking at our feet. I looked down at it once more, my heart breaking as it started to squeak. Oh no! Michael, I guess you're right. Please! It's squeaking and I don't like that sound. Please. Please don't be mad at me. My heart was torn as the rabbit helplessly kicked its feet, its cries weakening. For a moment I imagined Menace being caught in a trap just like this one, left to starve and die when someone could have been there to help him. No, we can't leave it like this. Please, Michael, bat your eyelashes. His harsh gaze started to soften at my plea. Does it matter that much to you? Yes. I nodded quickly, without hesitation. Please? It'll be the last time I'll ever ask for anything. He paused for another moment before shaking his head with a defeated sigh. Somehow I doubt it's the last time. Just know that I said it. There was a smile in his voice, though. Alright. I'll do it for you. Yay! Stand back after pry opened. My gratitude was clear on my face as he pulled out a deadly-looking hunting knife from his pocket, kneeling down next to the rabbit. The terrified creature started to writhe all over again. At the sign of a looming threat, Michael grunted as he held it down firmly with one hand. It started to fall still under his hold, relaxing completely with its foot hanging limp. Huh. He sure had a way with animals. I backed away to give him space, not one to distract him. As he was working to free the rabbit, I looked around to take in my surroundings. The trees felt somewhat familiar, a flash of a memory playing in my mind. Casting one last glance towards Michael's back, I wandered a bit further away, making sure to stay within earshot. I took a few steps before I came across a familiar sight. Oh. This guy. Oh. It was the circle of mushrooms from the other day. I recall that Menace was definitely here. I hesitated at the edge of it, a sourceless sense of fear suddenly coursing through me as I stared at it. Had it grown bigger? That shit's eating. We need to, like, kill it or something. The longer I stood there, the more fear dissipated, my limbs tingling pleasantly and urging me forward. Before I realized it, my foot was already lifting to approach it. Closer. Closer. Staring at it, a fuzzy haze creeped over my mind. My face was warm. I found myself smiling at the oddly comforting familiarity. Familiarity. Like recalling a fond memory, like greeting an old friend. Oh, put your hand away. No! I knelt down to inspect the growth, reaching out to brush my hand on one of the mushroom caps. Oh my god! When someone yanked my wrist back. What? Don't. That's how you know it's serious. Huh? Don't touch those. Okay. What are we doing? Are we gonna kiss? I looked up to see Michael's, like, whoa. Michael looming over me. Gaze sharp and irises shaped like thin slivers. No, slivers. You have a terrible habit of wandering off, don't you? I do. You need to go tie me up somewhere, because... Dang, I'm a loose cannon. I gulped. I just... How was the rabbit? Is it safe? Way to change the subject. His eyes narrowed as I failed to change the subject. Oh, flailed. No. It's free like you asked. Don't touch those. Whew. Michael squeezed my wrist before letting go. Do you know that it's also getting bigger? Like, do you also know that? Because it was like a little circle before. And it just, if it keeps getting bigger, don't you think it's gonna be a problem later? I bet it got huge after it took us in that last ending. Or in one of the bad endings. Because, you know, a human is pretty big. Just taking a cat and, like, little small critters, that's nothing. But that thing probably ate, like, I don't know, a fox, maybe? Raccoon? This forest is bad. We need to move out. I rubbed my wrist. It didn't hurt, but his grip had intent. Why? What's wrong with them? Nothing. Why not just tell? Like, why not just say it? Just don't touch them. I'm gonna do whatever I want if you don't answer me. I just thought it looked pretty, that's all. Did you? Did you, though? I shook my head, feeling disoriented, as my mind flickered between thoughts. Rapidly like a broken radio station. Whoa there, buddy. Don't snap at me, I'm not a dog. Michael snapped his fingers from my attention. Look at me. His voice was snippy and irritated. I blinked rapidly to ground myself, scratching my head as I tried to gather my thoughts. Talk to me, say anything. Some people think they're magic. Who said that? Who said that to you? That's a pretty common belief with mushroom rings, isn't it? I hung on to that thought. Keep going. Like related to fae folk? You know. That's why they're called fairy rings or a fairy circle. Michael squinted before easing, his demeanor just a little less tense compared to before. They do look like they could summon a portal at any moment and whisk you away. Oh yeah, totally, it does that. I looked over at Michael, expecting him to look amused. Instead, he was glaring down at the ground, as if the mushrooms were the most vile thing he'd ever seen. No. It's more of an invasive species than anything else. Okay. Where did you come from? I feel like he was probably born out of those rings. I followed his gaze towards the harmless circle of fungus. They are? Did we do something about it? He blinked as if coming out of a daze. No. Sorry, just a thought that slipped out. He pinched his nose bridge, his normally soft voice a tired grumble. Normally I'd leave them alone to do their business, but having you here... Anyways, just don't touch it. Do their business? Yikes. Ugh. He was being far too uptight about something as trivial as a circle of mushrooms. It feels like there's more to it than that. His sigh was exasperated. They just grew in my part of the forest is all. They make me uncomfortable. Me too. It definitely felt like Michael wanted to use a stronger word than uncomfortable. A barely concealed growl between his teeth. Why? I thought you liked mushrooms. Michael's ears flattened. Not these ones. They're not even real mushrooms. They're not? No. He seemed to hesitate before blurting. They just happened to mimic mushrooms. Oh. I've never heard of something like that. Though there are plenty of wild foliage out there that could copy the look of nearby plants. Does it have a name? His brow scrunched in confusion. What, them? Yeah. You know, as in the species. Oh. I'm not entirely sure. I can recognize them by sight though. So just stick with me when you're out in the woods. Ugh, but it's getting bigger. And there's multiple? Ew. I really don't want you anywhere near them. Oh, jeez. Alright, if you say so. I just don't get how they can be invasive is all. I consider it invasive when they come on my property. On your property. Right. Hopefully he's not talking about me. Or you're part of the woods, I guess. But if they grew there, wouldn't that technically be their property? Probably. Is he really getting this angry over cute mushrooms? Alright, bitch. They're not cute. One. And they're not mushrooms. So, he just told you. You are not listening. I'm gonna be honest, you're acting really weird about it, Michael. He was getting more agitated the longer we stood there, hands clenching into tight fists. I know I ask a lot from you, but please, let's just leave them alone, okay? Why? Oh! I flinched, backing away from him as his voice rang through the trees. A silence passed between us before he took a deep breath. I'm sorry. Can we please step away from here? He held out his hand. His fingers were trembling. I closed my hand around his, noting the way his tail flicked so hard it thumped against his leg. We're so annoying. Oh my gosh. I didn't think we'd be so annoying in this episode or this day. Because he's clearly telling you over and over again that they're dangerous, they're bad. And you just keep going, why? Like, shut up. It is what it is. His fingers were calloused against my own, twitching at the unfamiliar sensation. I stepped up beside him, looking at him expectantly. Oh. I didn't think you'd take it. Shh. I'm a mystery, you know? I'm full of surprises. Now it was my turn to get flustered. You offered. I know I did. I thought I scared you, so I figured. We waited for the other to say something. Our faces growing heated as seconds passed. He finally laughed, exclaiming something strange and garbled before squeezing my hand. You're really something special. Thank you. I hope you realize that. He gave my hand another tight squeeze, snapping me out of my daydream. Let's get you home. Okay. Michael took the lead, his footing sure and confident. He must have noticed my unsteady gait beside him, as he suddenly veered towards a clearer path I could easily follow. I didn't verbalize it, but I was definitely grateful for that. As much as the forest was growing on me, getting my feet caught in roots and twigs every few steps gets tiring after a while. Our steps fell into rhythm next to each other. I peeked at Michael every once in a while, trying to gauge his mood after what happened. Even after spending so much time with him, he was so difficult to read. How can someone both wear their heart on their sleeve, yet keep it stitched tight, never letting anyone come too close? I knew he had secrets he wanted to keep close to his chest, but I wished he'd just open up to me a little. The silence that hung in the air was making my skin prickle. What's your favorite animal? I was so caught up in my thoughts, I didn't even realize I blurted the first thing that came to mind. Michael regarded me curiously, ear flicking. My favorite animal? He pursed his lips in thought before his ears perked. Jellyfish? How do you know what that is? I did a double take. Oh wait, library books, duh. It was the one thing for him. It was one thing for him to have an answer so readily, but the choice was something else. Why jellyfish? I thought it'd be, I don't know, a bird or something. He shrugged. They're pretty to look at least from pictures I've seen. Plus I kind of relate to them. He said that without zero hesitation. How exactly do you relate to jellyfish? His expression faltered, as if deciding on the right way he could explain his answer. Let's just say I have something in common with a jellyfish. Well, one jellyfish. In what way? That they're pretty to look at? A strangled noise slipped past his throat. No? You wouldn't get it. Oh. Try me! No. Oh! Interesting. I groaned like a dying whale in exasperation. Shoulders slumped like I had a back problem. He's not gonna elaborate anymore, is he? He probably spotted the vein growing on my forehead as he snickered. Relax. You're gonna faint on the spot if you think any harder. If you're allowed to get upset about mushrooms, I'm allowed to get upset about jellyfish. His smile dropped for a second before his cheeky grin returned. Touch. Touch. Touch what? You know, touch. I stared at him. His happy grin shifted into a... what? Confused frown. Oh. I was like, what? You know, touch. When... it's like saying you're right. You mean touche? He smiled innocently. Yeah. This may be the death of me. He laughed at my screwed up grimace, waving a hand hastily. What about you? What's your favorite animal? I don't know. Oh. Cats? Your chickens. I was going to say cat, but I'm honestly kind of curious to see what happens if you pick your chickens. So. He looked taken aback, clearly not expecting that answer. Really? Yeah. Who wouldn't fall in love with the little darlings? He seemed pleased with that answer, his already wide smile softening further. You're right. Who wouldn't fall in love with a little darling? A little. I'm glad that we're stupid and we didn't catch it. We continued with idle chatter after that. I didn't even know how much time had passed as the trees slowly thinned out. The sounds of nature muffling as the canopy started to grow scarce. Suddenly, I heard the soft yet familiar rumble of a car in the distance. Almost didn't pick up on it, fully immersed in whatever Michael was rambling about. Something about the life cycle of a topsy-turvy door key? Or whatever it was he called it. Oh. Had we really walked that far already? Damn, how far is his house from mine? He made a sound of surprise but followed suit. I neared the edge of the forest just as another car drove past. Civilization! I recognized my street instantly. Breaking into a light jog, I almost missed Michael calling for my name as I would run down the road. There! My house was visible from where I stood by the street. I was breathing heavily by the time Michael approached my side, the man barely making a sound as I took in the sight. Oh, I missed this. The road. I turned to thank Michael only to startle when a bundle of stranger took his place. Oh! Sorry. Oh, he had to quickly put on his, like, hat. People about, you know? I couldn't see anyone around, but I guess he was right to be safe. I guess this was his version of a disguise. It's so adorable, though. If I were to pass him on the street, I don't think I would have bothered to look twice. I mean, I'd want to say thank you to your face, but I'll settle for this, I guess. His chuckle was muffled underneath the scarf. He pulled it out so he could speak properly. Did I scare you? Boo. I got distracted. Michael's eyes squinted from where I could see them. And I wonder how you don't get lost every 20 steps. Hey. He laughed at my offended tone. You better not go back in there, got it? Why not? I'm not always gonna be around to find you. Who says I need you around to find me? Rude! Almost instantly his eyes hardened under his sunglasses. I'm serious. Don't go wandering in these woods again. Or I might have to start taking drastic measures just to make sure you stay put right where you are. I sputtered indignantly. Indignantly? Yes. I'll wander where I please. Sure. He looked over my shoulder towards my house. So that's where you live, huh? Good thing he knows now. Looks cozy. I wasn't sure if he was being genuine, considering he lived in the woods, or wooden back ends of the middle of nowhere. Suddenly I perked up with a thought. Do you want to come by? His eyes darted towards me, shock evident on his face. Me? To your home? I nodded. He froze completely. For a second I thought he stopped breathing. I looked. Sudden barking and a shout startled us both, my body jerking forward as my arm yanked me close. I heard a soft rustling as his sunglasses fell to the ground from the sudden motion, his hastily worn beanie shaking off his head. Looking up, it was just my neighbor calling out to their dog. Oh, looks like Vita's back from college. I paused, feeling his grip tighten. I looked down at his hand on my shoulder before glancing up at him. Michael? He snapped back to the present as his hand releasing me quickly. Sorry. He looked towards my neighbor and their dog for another moment before turning back to me. I don't think it's a good idea for me to go with you. I don't want to be seen. Dang. I deflated just a little. But you have your disguise, don't you? He shook his head insistently. I can't risk it. It's better this way. No, it's not. He spoke with a faint finality that was starting to become familiar. If he wasn't willing, fine. At least I was. Before he could pick up his accessories, I gently grabbed his wrist. Then can I come visit you instead? Like I said? What? I huffed impatiently. If you won't come to mine, then I'll go to yours. Once again, he was rendered speechless. Why would you ever want to see me again? What? This thing is crazy. Oh my gosh. At this point, I was starting to look and sound peeved. For all his good traits, the constant need to build his walls higher around me was starting to get annoying. He's annoying? I folded my arms, looking stern. His eyes widened as if in preparation. Ears flattened like a cat in the middle of a scolding. Michael, can you just accept the fact that maybe I enjoy your company and wouldn't mind more? I'm sorry, nobody's ever... But you wanted to go home so badly. Oh, this man is hopeless. Yes, of course I do. That doesn't mean I'm gonna forget about you completely. Besides, I promised I'd show you what phones could do, didn't I? Dismissing the fact that there's probably not much I can show when there's no data in the woods, I'm sure he'd be enthralled by whatever dinky mobile game I had installed at the time. The point was I just wanted to see him again. So that means I get to see you again? I picked up on the eager tone in his voice, realizing he wished for the same sentiment. Yeah, I want to. His voice warbled for a second. Oh. He cleared his throat, laughing to himself. Whoa. You can't imagine how much that means to me. A lot. It means a lot. More than you know. I nodded, a giddy smile creeping onto my face. How's next weekend? Oh my god, I basically wrote the game myself. He tilted his head. That's 7 sundowns from now. Question mark. 5. His smile widened, eyes squinting in absolute delight. Okay, I'll meet you here then. I smiled at him, figuring this was goodbye. Hug him? Thank him. Aww, we're gonna hug. I didn't think twice. Arms spread and wrapped around him before he could react. Michael froze from head to toe, inhaling sharply as his shoulders tensed. For a second, I thought I triggered a fight or flight or freeze response. It took a few seconds before he shifted to reciprocate, lightly placing. This nigga just be purring and shit. Where was I? I'm sorry. Before he shifted to reciprocate, okay, lightly placing his hands on the small of my back in a loose hold. Fingertips splayed awkwardly along my spine. He seemed to gain confidence as he wrapped his arms around me properly. A shaky sigh leaving his body as he relaxed. A faint rhythmic rumbling emitted from his chest. My eyes widened at the strange feeling. Was he purring? I knew I'd heard that sound before, but he was definitely purring. I didn't have time to dwell on it for long. His grip was getting tighter. Oh. Everything was so good. What the fuck? Tighter. Tighter? Oh, God. What the fuck were they honking at, bro? Stop it already. What? Let me see. Offer protest. When another guard passing by made him jump and release me. I had to step away to catch my breath after the squeeze. His arms dropped to his sides with a blank stare in my direction. Oh. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see his hands clenching tightly as if holding himself back. I looked up at him, squeezing. Wow. Expecting him to say something first. Instead, he just stared at me, like I grew a third eye. I quickly cleared my throat, cheeks starting to burn. Anyways. Wow. I gave him one last light punch to the shoulder. Felt like punching a sack of grains. I'll see you next weekend. Okay. Ignoring the heat on my face, I looked both ways before jogging across the street. Imagine we immediately get hit by a car. That'd be insane. My neighbor in their yard looked up as I approached, their eyes lighting up in recognition. It's me. What's up? Oh my god, Doggy's so cute! Oh! Their hands fidgeted with the frisbee in their hand as they approached. Their ever loyal Leica. Nice. Following close behind. I was wondering where you've been. I dropped by to give you some cake over the weekend. Oh shit. This must be a problem. I immediately realized. Goddamn. But you weren't home and you didn't answer your phone and your packages were piling up at the door. And I held my hands up in a placating gesture. Vita, I'm fine. Dog. At your feet, at our feet. Leica was dutifully pawing at their elbow to calm them down. Ooh! Their mouths stopped midway through another sentence, blinking rapidly. Sorry. Dog. They reached down to pat Leica's head, significantly calmer as they asked me again. Where were you? Where have you been? I was in the woods. I was visiting a friend. Or a digital detox? Off the grid and all that. They blinked slowly, nodding. Uh-huh. That sounds exciting. Totally. By the tone of their voice, they didn't mean that at all. Oh, what about Menace? Did you manage to find him? No. My mood instantly dropped. No. That's why I went away in the first place, you could say. I took a few seconds for Vita to understand what I meant. Oh. I'm sorry. It's fine. They straightened, a flash of empathy on their face before they smiled. Well, Leica and I are around for the semester break if you need anything. We should do a movie night. Maybe that'll lift your spirits. I found this really good one. I think you'd like. Just some research. I feel like it's right up your alley. You thing, you. Look, and I could take a quick drive to the store, so just let us know when you're up for it. I could get your favorite snacks and stuff. Alright, calm down, Dougie. Leica gave a happy bark at the familiar word. Snacks? A fond smile quirked at my lips. Thank you. I bring my orange soda. Oh, the orange soda, my bad. The expression lit up happily. Take care. I bid them both. I feel like that wasn't like a cameo, a cute little Easter egg, but I would like to believe it was. I bid them both adieu to walk up my driveway. Once I got to my door, I had the urge to turn around one last time. Oh my god, it looks so creepy. I was surprised to see Michael still standing by the forest's edge, shadowed by the trees. Our eyes made contact, his own a piercing yellow shining against the shade. I gave him a big wave. It took a moment, but he waved back. Let me see, I didn't see. Smiling to myself, I unlocked the front door and let myself inside. It was surreal standing in my doorway again. I felt like Alice, who just woke up at the end of the book, feeling like I had dreamed of Wonderland. You're so stupid. I tossed my keys in my backpack by the hall carelessly before plugging my phone into the charger. I dreaded playing catch-up with the people who might have tried to reach me during my absence. Work, family, friends. I groaned aloud, flopping onto the living room couch. Oh well, at least I had this weekend to look forward to. That's all from day 3 of Mushroom Oasis. Oh my god. Now I want to see what happens if we don't end up going home. It's probably this last one that changes it. Call him out. No. Enough is enough. You keep dodging my questions. You keep deciding things on your own. You won't even tell me what the hell is wrong with these stupid mushrooms. Are you ever going to tell me the truth, or am I stuck in this loop of doubting every single word you say? His hand dropped like an anchor. You don't trust me? How can I? What happened yesterday, Michael? Yeah, Michael! I stared up at him, my glare sending him into a panic. Do you really want to know? My eyes narrowed. He flinched. I made you sick. Sick? He swallowed, taking a deep breath. I'm able to suggest things, make people listen. I can make you forget fear. Mess with the thoughts inside your head. What are you talking about? I hope you don't hate me for this. I cried out as a pressure started pushing against my eyes. Ooh! A painful, aching pressure filled my head, my hands flying to clutch at my ears. What? My head felt tight and full of bursting. Think he's gonna make my head explode. Crushing under a weight I couldn't comprehend. It was like I'd painfully grown a second skull and none of my thoughts fit in my own brain. Pushing outwards. Relax. It won't hurt if you relax. Oh god. I inhaled sharply. feeling the unbearable droning headache growing into a painful spike. Were my ears bleeding or am I imagining it? Usually I have to be subtle, otherwise your psyche would try to fight back. Like it is right now. Stop it. The feeling faded instantly. The feeling oh. It was only then I realized I was crying, my cheeks wet with tears and nose stuffed with snot. Why did you do that? I was trying to help you understand. By trying to kill me? Was that? No. That wouldn't have killed you. I made sure of it. Made sure of it? What does that even mean? I don't know what to do. That was all I ever known. You tricked me. You hurt me. And you dare to ask me to trust you? I never hurt you like that, ever. I can promise you weren't hurt. It was all in your head. I balked at the audacity. And you think that makes it okay? He froze, expressing growing pain. No, it doesn't. Oh my god! You're a monster, you're a freak, you're disgusting. Yikes. Disgusting is probably the least. Freak is close to monster, but monster is definitely monster. I'm gonna do this one first. His eyes widened with hurt. No, don't say that, not after everything you've said. I was wrong, I was lying. I was an idiot. I was wrong. You don't mean that. You don't mean that. Oh, I think all these are bad. One, if you do one, it's just gonna lead to these, and then it's gonna keep bleeding, so. Just stay away. No. Please. Please no! Don't look at me like that. You're different, I know you are. We can start over, I promise. Friends? Are you serious? Forget it. Friends don't hurt each other. I tried to do the least hurtful ones, though. Friends don't hurt each other playing twisted mind games. Please forgive me. I have to. Let me have this. Please forgive me. His breathing grew erratic, gasping for air. Oh my god. I can't lose you like this. I can't. I take a step back from him, the movement causing his entire body to tense up. Oh no! He suddenly lunged for me, grabbing my shoulders tight. Somehow I was ready for it, shoving him back and slapping him across the face. He stood there in shock, tears spilling over his cheeks from the force. You really do hate me. Oh, that hurts so much. I'm sorry. Everything goes dark. Hello? Oh! Oh, dog! I shot into a sitting position, a wet lick trailing up my cheek as the golden retriever barked. Oh my god, we end up back here! Wow, I recognized that voice. A tall figure loomed into view, their long hair tied back into a messy ponytail. My eyes widened as I recognized a familiar face. Vita? You're back? My neighbor gave me a timid smile, fidgeting with the frisbee in their hands. For my semester break, yeah. Where have you been? I came by during the weekend, but you weren't home and you weren't answering your phone either. We were on our way to the park when we found you. I glanced around, realizing I was sitting by the sidewalk. A few feet away was the edge of the woods, right beside our neighborhood. Vita reached down and started picking twigs and leaves out of my hair, completely unprompted. Did you go camping? I don't remember. I stood on my feet, brushing off my clothes and fixing the bag over my shoulder. That's worrying. Are you sure you're alright? I think so. A shudder ran through me, my head glancing towards the trees. I saw a flash of yellow disappear into the bushes. Maybe a bird? A butterfly, perhaps? Leica must have seen it too as the dog started barking. Whatever it was already out of sight. I think I need to go home. Okay. Vita was about to say more before I sidestepped them. Leaving them confused, I hastily made my way to my street. Reaching my home, I threw the door open and stumbled inside. All of my senses felt out of tune, like my brain was still catching up with my body. My bag dropped with a muffled thud to the ground, its contents a mystery as I wandered to the kitchen for a drink. Why did everything feel so fuzzy? It's like I was trimmed out of a stray photograph and pasted onto the scrapbook of a page where the memory didn't belong. Why? Oh, okay. Why did everything feel so wrong? I downed my drink, and another. My tongue was numb. It didn't feel like I tasted anything or if my thirst was real at all. Maybe I needed a nap. Oh my god. I was about to shuffle off to my bedroom, then there was a knock at my door. Confused, I hurried to open it, expecting Vita back from their walk. Nobody. My god, this is so awful. Yo, I think I'd rather die, bro. This is awful. I'm gonna sit down at my feet because I have to read. There was a circle of blue flowers placed next to a strange wooden box. It looked like an instrument. Did someone mistake my house for another? I picked up the items, my hands brushed over the wood, and thumbed the delicate petals. What a strange thing to leave at someone's doorstep. Even if it was a prank, why leave these items specifically? I'm over here searching desperately for Michael. I looked out towards the forest, a pang of something nostalgic striking hard in my chest. I'd never set foot in those woods, never had a reason to, and yet I couldn't help feeling like I'd lost something. Something important, and it wasn't Menace. But if it was important, surely I'd remember it. Ending 4, Forget Me Not. Anyways, that was Mushroom Oasis Day 3. It was amazing. I loved it. I did like the little cameo of the other character, Vita. So if you guys enjoyed it, a like is very much appreciated. And of course, subscribe for more. I did say I was going to play it immediately. Might not be the first one to have it out, like I did say, I think, in the last one. But you know, it'll be there. So with all that being said, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, my loves.